I wasn't planning to watch Resident Playbook. Medical dramas? Honestly, I've seen too many. And I thought I was done, burned out, ready to move on. But then I kept seeing them pop up. Oh Yang and Kdrama. Tiny moments, stolen glances, awkward hallway scenes. My entire feed was just edits of these two. So I gave it a shot. And now, 12 episodes later, I have thoughts. Not about the surgery scenes. Not about the pacing. But about that slow burn romance that somehow kept me going. Let's talk about Resident Playbook, the drama I didn't expect to finish, and the couple I didn't expect to love. Okay, cards on the table. Resident Playbook didn't change my life. There were no plot twists that made me scream, no gut-wrenching character deaths, no emotionally devastating backstories ripped from page 127 of the Trauma Playbook. It didn't try to be Hospital Playlist 3, even though it clearly wanted to borrow some of that gentle magic. And it definitely wasn't Dr. Cha, where every episode is like, here's a cheating husband, a career comeback, and a surprise health crisis. Boom! But you know what? I kept watching. Mostly because of Yang and Kdrama. Those two could have been reciting textbook definitions of gallstones and I'd still tune in. But also, there was this weirdly soothing quality to the whole thing. Like drama ASMR. The plot didn't feel like it was performing for clicks. It was just residents doing their job. Struggling through night shifts. Learning from their mistakes. Being awkward, a little messy, and painfully human. And yeah, sometimes it felt like the writers forgot to give them actual identities beyond the resident with glasses or that one with the eyebrows. I mean, I was 10 episodes and still asking, wait, is that the guy from Kdrama or the one who had the hallway breakdown in episode 3? Full-on name soup. But here's the twist, I didn't care. This wasn't the drama I binge-watched in a 3-day emotional spiral. It was the one I put on while folding laundry, and somehow, I'd find myself grinning because two characters shared a granola bar and didn't die immediately after. Looking at you, good doctor. It's lukewarm. But it's cozy. It's background noise, but like good background noise. The kind that doesn't scream at you, or throw 19 plot twists per hour like Dr. Romantic when it's on Red Bull. Resident Playbook just vibes. And weirdly, that was enough to keep me going. At some point, maybe around episode 4, while watching someone stress over lab results for a nosebleed, it hit me, Resident Playbook isn't just mild. It's aggressively, unapologetically mild. No dramatic malpractice lawsuits. No long-lost twins showing up mid-surgery. No Grey's Anatomy-style Sex in the Supply Closet chaos. Instead, we get burnout interns fighting over shared call rooms. People crying in storage closets because they missed lunch. Doctors trying not to pass out mid-shift because they haven't slept in 36 hours. And I kind of respect the hell out of that. Because here's the thing, Resident Playbook didn't want to be the next Hospital Playlist. It didn't even try. It stripped out the fanfare, the musical interludes, the perfect little life lessons, and gave us the grind. The repetition. The numbing, endless rotation of rounds, exhaustion, and tiny wins that don't always feel like victories. It's not dramatic, but it is deliberate. The friendships aren't cinematic. They're awkward and slow-burning, forged in bending machine corners and passive-aggressive group texts. Romance? Hinted at barely. The biggest betrayal? Someone forgetting to bring back coffee. But honestly? That mundanity? It worked. Because if you've ever worked in a hospital, or anywhere with fluorescent lights and soul fatigue, you know that sometimes, the small stuff is the big stuff. That a shared snack, a nod in the hallway, or a hey, you okay? From someone who gets it can be the most human moment of your week. So no, Resident Playbook didn't blow the doors off the genre. But maybe that was the point. It wasn't here to explode, it was here to exist. To remind us that sometimes, survival is the story. Alright, we need to talk about the Hospital Playlist cameos. Because subtlety? Was not invited. Every few episodes, the show would just stop what it was doing, slow the camera way down, cue the emotional guitar riff, and BM, there's your favorite surgeon from season 1 and 2, standing there like a Marvel superhero entering the cinematic universe. Except instead of saving the world, they're just here to give vague advice or check someone's charts. If you didn't watch Hospital Playlist, you were probably like, okay, who is this middle-aged man and why is the lighting suddenly acting like he cured cancer? But if you did watch it, yeah, it was kinda cute. Like bumping into your favorite professor in the hallway after graduation. They show up, smile warmly, maybe say one wise thing, and then vanish into the ether. Classic cameo behavior. And honestly, I didn't hate it. Was it a little shoehorned in? Absolutely. Was it low-key emotional manipulation? Also yes. Did I still smile like an idiot when An Jong-won showed up for 12 seconds? Look, I'm only human. But here's the real takeaway. Resident Playbook knows exactly whose orbit it's spinning in. It lives in the Hospital Playlist Extended Universe, whether it wants to or not. And while that connection gives it some built-in goodwill, it also makes everything feel just a little smaller. Like a spin-off that's still waiting for its chance to step out of Big Brother's shadow. So yes, the cameos were cute. But they were also a reminder. This show knows where it came from, and it's still figuring out who it is. Let's not kid ourselves. Resident Playbook didn't lure me in with its high-stakes medical drama or ensemble character depth. No. I sat through all the patient charts, vague diagnoses, and unreasonably long hallway walks for one reason only. Oh I-young and Koo Do-won. That's it. That's the show. That's the thesis. Everyone else? Background noise. Medical scenes? Vibes. This romance? The main event. Now let's talk about it. Because this was not some steamy, enemies-to-lovers situation with chaotic tension and aggressive umbrella fights. No, this was two overworked introverts falling in love through snack sharing and subtle wrist touches. And weirdly, it worked. Oh I-young came in hot. Like full-on surgical ice queen. Bossy. Distant. Eye-rolling like it was an Olympic sport. And at first I thought, oh no. Not another emotionally constipated female lead who takes 16 episodes to admit she has a heart. But plot twist, she's not heartless. She's just a disaster in denial. The second her little crush kicked in, she was so obvious. Staring. Flustered. Suddenly remembering how to blink in front of Koo Do-won. And I ate it up. Now Koo Do-won, this man. He's just trying to survive. Confused. Gentle. A little slow on the romantic uptake, but in the most endearing way. He's that guy who'd probably Google how to tell if coworker likes you during his break and then forget to check the results. Together they had this quiet, slow burn rhythm, not flashy, not spicy, but honest. You could feel the affection in the silences, the way their conversations dragged just a little too long. The hallway snack scenes? Oscar-worthy. The way she looked at him like he was the last coffee pod in the hospital? Iconic. And after 8 episodes of microdoses of flirting, we finally got the kiss. Episode 9. Elevator. The moment. And how did they shoot it? From behind. V like we were watching it through a security camera feed. The drama was basically like, hey, here's the kiss you've been begging for, but make it FBI surveillance footage. No close-up. No lip contact confirmation. Just silhouettes and shadows and my soul leaving my body in frustration. Was it romantic? In theory, yes. Was it satisfying? About as satisfying as decaf. I had to rewind, squint, and convince myself I wasn't hallucinating a kiss that may or may not have happened. Thankfully, they did give us a second chance in the finale. A real kiss, front-facing, lips visible, camera not trying to dodge the moment like it's afraid of intimacy. Finally. After 11 episodes of longing stares and slow blinks, we got the kiss we deserved. So yeah, call the romance slow. Call it soft. Call it underwhelming if you want. But for me, it was the warm core of the show, the reason I stayed, smiled, and screamed at my screen like an unhinged drama auntie waiting for her 2 favorite interns to just kiss already. Okay, credit where it's due, Resident Playbook didn't give us cartoon characters. The people in this hospital? They felt mostly real. Not deep. Not fully fleshed out. But real in the sense that they behaved like tired, overworked human beings rather than drama tropes on caffeine and trauma. Oh I-young didn't magically become warm and fuzzy by episode 12. She didn't suddenly fall back in love with medicine or throw herself into a teary, life-changing monologue about her dreams. Nope. She stayed blunt. A little cold. Just slightly more emotionally available than when she started. And honestly? Good for her. Jio? Still emotionally messy and clinging to his baggage like it's part of his med school loan debt. Do-won? Still the human embodiment of a nervous cardigan. Polite, soft-spoken, and awkward enough to short-circuit in a two-person conversation. Nobody had a big "I've changed" speech. Nobody pulled a 180 personality flip just to land a feel-good finale. They grew a little. And that was kind of refreshing. But also, was it too real? Because by the time the show ended, I still didn't know most of these people beyond cardiology guy who eats toast, that one girl with the bun who's always panicking, surgeon who looks like he's one bad shift away from moving to Iceland. The cases came and went. And the show had this charming but chaotic slice of life energy where it felt like I was eavesdropping on someone else's workday, but never got invited to actually know them. So when the finale rolled around, it didn't feel like an emotional goodbye. It felt like that awkward wave you give to someone you shared a group project with but never followed on Instagram. Nice? Sure. Memorable? Not really. And that's kind of the vibe of this entire show. So, Resident Playbook. Was it groundbreaking? No. Was it thrilling? Not really. Did I still watch all 12 episodes like it was my moral obligation? Unfortunately, yes. This drama was never about high-stakes plot twists or emotional gut punches. It was about small moments, stolen glances in the hallway, awkward snack offerings, whispered conversations over charts. And yes, one barely visible kiss shot like it was classified intel. It wasn't here to shock you. It was here to mildly nudge you and say, hey, life is exhausting, but sometimes you find comfort in people who understand it too. The romance saved it. The mild chaos gave it personality. And Young Jun Won and Go Yoon Young had enough chemistry to keep me from skipping to the next Netflix tab. But let's be honest, Resident Playbook also coasted a little. It relied heavily on hospital playlist nostalgia, gave us characters we sort of cared about, and never really went deep on anything outside of Oh Young's mysterious ability to survive 12 episodes in full emotional lockdown. Still, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy the ride. Sometimes, good enough is all you need when you're just trying to survive the week. So yeah, I watched Resident Playbook for the vibes. I stayed for the romance. And I endured for the kiss that might happen, but I still had to squint to confirm. If you watched Resident Playbook, let me know. Were you emotionally moved or just emotionally present? Drop your thoughts, your OTP reactions, and your kiss rating on a scale of swoon-worthy to was the camera allergic to love. Until next time.